Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So it's about 1:15. It is February 24th, Monday, 35.6 degrees. You can see my batteries are charged. That one says 40. I'm going with what? 4 degrees for centigrade. 2 degrees centigrade. Well, obviously, I'm still no good with my metric system. Alright folks, what have I been up to? Spent literally a couple of hours this morning working on the plastic on this thing. And this is what it used to look like. Right? And I spent some time cleaning it up. And this is what it looks like now. You can see there's still some marks. You can see some checking in the plastic. I don't know if this thing is going to zoom and focus, or you can see right there on the plastic, that's where the rack will rest. So it came out okay. You can see a little scarring on the side. See if I can sneak around to the front of it. As you can see, it's far from perfect, but what's kind of cool, I mean, not madly in love with the scarring, but when you have a bike that, I don't know what year this rig is, early 80s, 83, 84, let's make it an 84 to make the math easy. An 84 is 34 years old, folks. And it's not like these things were treated exceptionally well, right? So 34 years old, that, you know, somebody spent 34 years beating the hell out of the poor thing. Right? You can see some spots I'm not going to be able to do too much with. How did I clean it up? Musty One recommended some stuff called Goof Off. I've used that for stickers. It actually works fairly well. I'm not sure how well it would have done with this. There are some places where literally, I mean, this stuff flakes right off. About a third of it came off very, very easily. About a third of it I had to work at a little bit, and about a third of it, you know, I really had to spend some time. And I'm going to use the word sanding. I got some really fine sandpaper and kind of, you know, very gently went over it. Once again, you could see that the plastic is far from, it's not, you know, it's stained. I'm going to use the word stained. But you know what? I'm probably going to leave it like that. Because that has, I don't know, a certain look that's kind of cool to it. I obviously want to get this this crap cleaned off. And I don't know. The fender feels okay. I'm not quite sure why they put this ugly plastic on it, this ugly tape. So the headlight is a wonder. But yeah, I think I'm going to I'll finish clearing that off. I'm not going to do the frame, and there's a couple of reasons why. Unless you completely strip a frame, my experience has been that if you kind of partially paint it, it actually makes it look worse. So I'd rather, you know, I'll clean up the frame a little bit perhaps, but I don't want to paint it. I don't want to make it look worse than it already looks. And the frame isn't rusting out anywhere, so, and this thing is not going to live outside. Or if it does, it'll be covered like those guys over there. You know, I'll cover them inside a collapsing building. Everything's collapsing here. So there she is. Cold out today. Going to be cold out for the rest of the week. I guess we got another one of them, I don't know, Arctic vortexes dropping in on us here again. I wish the cold air would stay up there, at the North Pole where it kind of belongs at this time of year, because it will be chilly. The local paper is in, and as usual, just before layoffs are announced, the company announced a deal with the state about how many people they're going to hire. And, I'm sure that includes all kinds of great tax credits for the company, but the company's going to do what the company's going to do. They really don't care how many tax credits they get. That just boosts their profit. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to use it to retain people or hire more people or anything like that. What most folks have to realize, that corporations, their mission, their sole mission, is to make profits for the shareholders. Their mission is not to retain jobs or create better jobs or educate their workforce or any of those things. They may do those things because it leads to a bigger profit for them, but that's not what their key responsibility is. Their key responsibility is to grow profits for the shareholders. So if they can come up with a deal anywhere where the state or the county or the feds or whomever, the country, gives them additional money, and they basically still lay off or still move overseas or still do whatever they do to create additional profits, that's what they do. There's a biblical tale of the scorpion and the frog. The scorpion wants to cross a river, and it can't do it without the frog's help. But the frog says, when you climb on my back, you're going to sting me. And the scorpion says, but then we'll both perish in the river. I would never do that. What do you think, I'm stupid? I don't want to drown. So the frog lets the scorpion climb on its back, and halfway through the river crossing, the scorpion injects the frog with venom, and the frog begins to flounder and says, you fool, now we both die. How could you sting me like this? And the scorpion, as they're both slipping under the water, replies, that's what scorpions do. So remember, when it comes to corporations, what corporations do is they're out there to make a profit. Their job is to make profits for the shareholders, and if they're individually owned, they're out there to make profits for the people who own them. There are corporations that are also patriotic. There are also corporations that do a good job, take care of their employees. There are corporations who do all the above, and they do a really excellent job. But any corporation, even if it's privately owned, their mission is to make money for themselves. And if they're not making money for themselves, they're going to do whatever it takes to make whatever they define is enough money for themselves before doing all the employee things and all the other things that's on the list of things a corporation can do. It's not being mean. It's, you owe the shareholders a return. Otherwise, the shareholders don't buy your stock. So that's it. That's my little crazy rant today. Anyway, I'm going to head back in. I'm going to bring the garbage cans out and do, a bunch of the trivial responsibilities. That's how it came. I kind of have to stop here because I ran out of sandpaper, believe it or not. So tomorrow I'm going to be running some errands. I'll get some more paper. I'm going to do this up. I also need to get some pop rivets because I want to put that fender back together again. What's handy is I can actually take these pieces down into the basement and kind of work on them next to the wood stove where it's warm, which is a good thing. given the cold coming. So if I get the 3 pieces of plastic done up, right, finish putting the rear end in, throw the chain on, throw a set of back tires on it, normally removing the front tire, that's another bear, by the way. As a matter of fact, I'm going to spray it before I head down. A lot of times it's really hard to spin. You can kind of see the threads sticking out of the front there. Normally that's a real bear to get loose. Requires a certain amount of profanity. A lot of times what I do is I just loosen this side up and leave it intact so that it doesn't just swivel or threaten to break one of the shocks. So just kind of leave it like that, and I put a ratchet on. I'm probably going to use the long 1/2-inch ratchet, and hopefully that'll break it loose. That's my hope. We'll see what happens. Hopefully nothing bad happens. This one I think had, yeah, this one I think has some suspension left in the front, so I'd like to keep it. I don't know what was with this guy and wrapping everything in this ugly tape. I mean, he did everything in this tape. I don't know if at some point there was some, bedazzle on it or something, maybe some reflective stuff. I don't know, but he like wrapped the entire bike in this crap. I don't know. Let me unwrap it a little bit. Maybe some of it stayed alive. No, there doesn't seem to be. Oh, it's camouflage. It's camouflage tape. Here you go. I guess by wrapping the handlebars with camouflage tape. And the black part, it's important to wrap the black part in camouflage tape because deer can tell the difference between camouflage and black, I guess. I understand wrapping the handlebars, which, by the way, seems to have preserved the chrome to some extent. That doesn't look half bad. Anyway, I'm babbling as usual. Folks, thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for commenting on them. Thanks for asking questions. It gives me something to think about and something to do. As a matter of fact, I just remembered one of the questions, so I'll shoot a video of that before I shut down completely. I was asked about Honda ATC200, so there's a few of them in the fleet, and I've been meaning to kind of figure out exactly what I have there, so I'll probably dig them out and take a look at them. So thanks for my new and old subscribers. Appreciate those who've stuck with me, and I welcome the new folks along. I hope you watch my videos and stay with me for a long time. Remember, keep your tires down, your feet down, and your track down, your head, your handlebars, and your steering wheel up. Live, love, and have a great time, and we'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde, which should be shortly. I think I'll squeeze the second video out today. All right, folks, take care.